Well, it's pretty simple. I love the books. I'm looking forward to the movie. Hope if it is made, they don't screw it up. And I love making videos. I actually kind of just discovered the joys of like editing Windows Movie Maker last summer, and I have not stopped. If you look at my YouTube channel, I have like 200 videos almost, or maybe over, I'm not sure, because I just really like doing it. And people really like using them, like my teachers have used them and stuff. Are you sure you want to get me started on this? The books are just great. One of the things I always tell people is you can read these books like a million times over and you still find new stuff. Like I've been reading Great and Terrible Beauty, like the original, since I was 13, just reading it over and over, and I keep finding new stuff. And they're just like little gems, you know? You find that new line or something else that, and you're just like, oh my gosh, how could I have missed that the first time around? And then you're eager to get back to the book again because you want to find more stuff. And with that, I always tell people that you may have solved like the main problem of the book, but there's always something else beneath that. So it's like a mystery wrapped in another mystery wrapped in another mystery. And that's just what keeps them exciting. I also really like how the characters are really easy to identify with. I can really identify with Gemma. I mean, our sense of humor is pretty much identical. I laugh so hard at like all of her inner thoughts. They're so funny. And I'm also sure there are girls out there who can identify with each of the characters. I'm sure there are girls who, like Anne, have felt who feel invisible. They might have experienced something that Fee has. I really hope not. Or they might want to be very strong like her. They might feel like they had to please everyone or feel used, kind of like Pippa. And I just feel like there's a character for everyone in these books. And I mean, not just the poor girls. I mean, you can identify with Miss Moore or Mrs. Nightwing or something. Also, like that, I really like that the characters are really 3D. Like, Gemma is my favorite character. But during the Sweet Far thing, I got so annoyed with her some of the time. Like, really annoyed, because she was just using the magic so frivolously. She'd be like, oh, I think I want to do this with it. And I'd be like, no, what are you thinking? You need to save it. So I got really annoyed with her at that point. She made a couple of decisions that I thought were really bad. Really annoyed with her, but she's still my favorite character. And so I mean, it's like with your friends, you know, they do stuff that you don't like, and they make bad decisions and stuff, but you still like them. And it's kind of something that makes you like them more, because I mean, come on, have you ever had a friend who's like perfect? It gets kind of, you feel really inadequate around them. And like, I think it's really cool with like Miss Moore and her other identity. When you first read her in Great and Terrible Beauty, I really liked her. Like, she's like the dream teacher, you know. She kind of goes with the flow. Still is some discipline, but you know, gets along really well with the students. And I felt like she was that kind of motherly figure, guidance figure that Gemma needed. And then, you know, to find out, ironically, that she's the reason Gemma needs a motherly figure in her life and guidance. That was really cool. But still, at the end of the Sweet Far thing, I kind of liked her. I mean, like she said, Gemma was like the third choice way back there. But she still would have saved her if it came down to that. So, I mean, it kind of came full circle. She's still evil, but I do kind of like her by the end of the Sweet Far thing. Again, books just get reactions from me. Like I said before, the Azrael scene, I cried a lot. I know I cried a lot during the Sweet Far thing. I don't remember which parts exactly. I read it a long time ago. Have to reread it. But I know I cried a lot. And you know, any book that can do that, not all books can do that. I mean, these books are just very special. And you feel like you're going along for the ride with Gemma. And I mean, it's easy enough to be like, well, yeah, it's written in first person, but not all books written in first person do that. Some books are written in first person and you still feel really removed from the story and you're just kind of watching. But with these books, you are Gemma. And you go along on these amazing adventures and you feel what she feels. And like, like during RA, before we found out, you know, that Simon was kind of a player, like when she's talking about how she likes Simon, you know, you feel that giddiness that she felt. You feel her disappointment that he's not really the guy for her. Because, I mean, you want her to find happiness. Obviously, we all want her to be with Kartik, but it's kind of forbidden, and she might as well find happiness. And, you know, if she does it with Simon. I was so mad when he took her up to the maid's room, and, like, ugh. I was really mad at him, because I was totally in love with him when she first met him. I was like, yes, marry him. I think about him a lot. They're just so well written. Like, I wish I could write as well as Liva does. I kind of wish she would have kept some of the outtakes that she posted on her live journal in the book, the Sweetbar thing, because I printed out all of those outtakes and I carried them with me through school, and, like, I'd be reading them in the back of history class or something. And there's some that I really wanted to be in it because it was just in the book, because they were just so good. And it's kind of funny because every time I go somewhere and I bring the book, like, I'll only bring, like, Great and Terrible Beauty, and I won't read it, but it would just be kind of comforting that it's there in my bag. I carried it with me every day at school this year, every day. And then I'll bring it on a trip, like, I'll be like, well, I really don't have that much time to read, but I'll bring it on the trip, and it's just nice to have it there in my bag. And I didn't bring it on this trip. I'm in my camper in New Jersey right now, and I really want to read it right now, so I kind of wish I brought it. It was really dumb of me to leave it at home. If I was chosen, the girl I would want to represent most would be Gemma, because I am Gemma. My obsession level is just very high. Yeah, I connect with her a lot, and I have green eyes. I have freckles. See? Oh, and that's what I want to say. I played her once in a scene, which you can find it's in my videos down there. Check it out. I also will post the link here, so just look at that. You should watch it. It's too long to put in this video, since I can tell these videos are going to be really long. And it was the scene where Fee is asking Jem to take her into the realms, and Jem was like, no, I'm done with the whole realms thing. And I was so scared that I was going to ruin the character, which, I mean, I kind of worry about that with every character. I was so worried that I was going to mess her up. During rehearsals, I was really nervous to the point where I didn't want to do the scene, because I just felt like eventually I would stop being able to be her, I guess. But during the performance, it just came so naturally. I didn't have to try it. Oh, I mean, I was trying, obviously, but I didn't have to, like, push myself or feel any false emotion. So I added a monologue at the end that, you know, the "this is how the fire starts, this is how we burn" thing. I made that into a monologue. So I started to cry, and my teacher was like, I like it, keep it. And eventually I got to the point where I couldn't, and I was really, really scared that I wouldn't be able to do it during the performance. But during the performance, I got so worked up that I had to hold myself back from, like, sobbing, because I was afraid I wasn't going to stop. So, I mean, I didn't have to try to connect with her at the end of the day, because it was just great. I love that character. I want to be her. I feel like I am her, kind of. But if I can't be Gemma, I would settle for Anne. I love to sing. I like ballads. I'm sure she'd like ballads too. And last but not least, my name is Rachel. I'm 18, and I am from Pennsylvania in the US of A. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you choose me, because this is just a really exciting idea. Great job. Good luck.